You ever see a blood-red Corvette sprawled across two blue handicap lines right there like it owns the world with a custom plate screaming Colton Juan? Yeah, that's what greeted me one morning, early sun catching every arrogant curve of the paint. I'm standing there with my titanium leg aching, my wife Lori waiting in the car, lupus flaring up, needing to get to her doctor's appointment, and the one damn space set aside for folks like us is blocked by some 23-year-old trust fund kid who's never had to worry about anything but his protein shake schedule. You know the type, the kind that thinks rules are for everyone else. And what he didn't know is, I spent 30 years managing aviation logistics. I know how to build a case. I know how to make systems work. This wasn't just about a parking spot. It was about dignity, justice, the right to exist without getting stepped on. 6 in the morning routine matters. I'm helping Lori with her meds, making coffee black enough to wake the dead, checking the weather, planning everything around her doctor's appointment at 7:30, because with lupus, stress is the enemy. And let me tell you, nothing spikes stress like finding the one space you need taken by a red sports car and some kid who never got told no. Riverside Oaks, that's the name of our community. No river, no oaks anymore, just manicured lawns, identical mailboxes, and an HOA that keeps everyone in line unless you happen to be the president's son, apparently. Those handicap spots are marked in bright blue, the kind of paint you pay extra for ADA certified. Federal Law State Code HOA Bylaw 47B. I've read it 100 times. Unauthorized parking is supposed to be immediate towing and civil penalty. Immediate. I pulled out my phone. Wide shot close-up of the plate timestamp, even a perimeter video. Evidence. Always start with evidence. Lori calls out, "Russell, we're going to be late." Her voice is tired, the kind of tired that only comes from chronic pain. I walk over every step, a reminder of the IED that tore through our convoy. Some days it's fine, other days it feels like nails in my knee. Today was a nail day. But I told her I'm handling it. 5 minutes. I limped up to Unit 47, knocked official-like but not aggressive. Nothing. Knocked again. Through the frosted glass I see a shadow. Then the door swings open. There he is, Colton Blackwell. Tank top, gym shorts, scrolling his phone. He looks at me like I'm a robocall. Yeah, doesn't even lower the phone. Behind him, the place is all expensive furniture, some gaming setup that probably cost more than my first car. Red Bull cans on the table, cologne in the air. I say, "Your car." It's parked in a handicap spot. "I need you to move it." He barely looks up. "Dude, I'm only there 5 minutes. Chill." He actually said, "Dude." I'm 58 Navy vet logistics manager and he's calling me dude. "It's not about 5 minutes," I told him. "It's about the law. Do you have a permit?" He laughs. "Bro, my mom is the HOA president. It's not that serious." And there it is. Entitlement, pure and simple. I say I need that spot. My wife's got a medical appointment. I have a legal permit. You don't. He finally looks up, sees my cane, the way I stand weight on one leg. Something flickers in his eyes. Not sympathy, just recognition of weakness. "Look, old man, I'll move it when I'm done with my protein shake. 10 minutes tops." And he starts to close the door. I put my hand there, not pushing, just stopping. "Move it now or I'm calling a tow truck." His face hardens. "You know what? Maybe I'll leave it there all day. What are you going to do about it?" Door slams. Through the glass, I hear him laughing, phone already dialing someone. Rage makes you stupid, they say in the military. I wasn't going to be stupid. Back at the car, I start an incident log on my phone. Date, time, license plate, everything. Then I look up ADA compliance and our own HOA bylaws. Screenshot bylaw 47B, immediate towing, $1,000 penalty, highlight save. Call the non-emergency police, leave a message, professional direct. By the time I'm done at 7:15, we're late. I help Lori walk all the way from the overflow lot. She's already exhausted before the doctor even sees her. That evening, Lori's inflammation markers are up, stress the likely culprit. I'm not letting it go. 6 photos video evidence folder growing by the minute. Found the HOA president, Margot Blackwell, real estate attorney, arms crossed, I know better look. Drafted an email, attached everything, quoted the bylaw and ADA, copied it to myself at 3 addresses. Hit send. Next morning she replies, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Board will review your complaint at our next meeting. 3 to 4 weeks for processing. 3 to 4 weeks for immediate towing." Not even an acknowledgement her son broke the rule, just corporate brush off. Well, 2 can play. Their own bylaws say board members have to recuse themselves from decisions about immediate family. Found that bylaw 12A, Section 3. And Complaint Escalation Bylaw 19C. If a complaint involves a board member's family, it can go directly to the membership. I start a new folder. Conflict of interest documentation. Lori watches me. "Russell, is this really worth it? It's just parking." But it's not. It's pain. It's dignity. It's people thinking the rules don't apply to them. It's not just parking when you can't walk an extra 200 yards without pain, I say. She gets it, but she's worried about me, about us. That night, knock on the door. It's Margot, president of the HOA, clipboard in hand, black suit, expects to be let in. I keep her on the doorstep. She's all smiles and rehearsed lines. My son was dropping off groceries just there momentarily. Sure, I have photos showing 20 minutes and a video of him saying he'll move when he feels like it. Her smile freezes. "Are you calling my son a liar, Mr. Kemp?" "I'm stating what the evidence shows." She gets cold. "Let's be good neighbors. Surely we can resolve this without a federal case." I keep calm. I want the HOA to enforce its own bylaws. That's what I pay dues for. She gets nasty, points out my landscaping's over, height paint fading. A threat plain as day. I'd hate for the board to have to start enforcing every bylaw. I keep my voice steady. I'll submit documentation directly to the full board and membership. Conflict of interest provisions. She stiffens. "You're making a mistake." "I don't think I am." The next day, I send everything certified mail tracking numbers to the board secretary, Treasurer County Disability Rights Office. 3 letters. Evidence timestamps, threats included. And then something shifts. Neighbors start talking. Edison Pratt from Unit 31 pulls me aside. "Hey, I've got cameras, 4K full parking lot. That Corvette's done this 4 times in the last month." Mrs. Drummond, cane in hand, says Colton nearly hit her driving 50 in a 25. The younger couple. They're sympathetic but scared. Margot rules by fear, not respect. I compile it all 43-page master doc. Then I email Gretchen Hayes, a disability rights attorney. She replies in under 2 hours, "This is textbook ADA violation, abuse of authority. Happy to discuss." I start prepping a recall petition just in case, 20% of homeowners for a special meeting. Backup plan. Always have a backup. Monday community newsletter arrives. Parking complaints should be resolved with neighborly cooperation rather than legal action. I forward it to Gretchen. Retaliation. Narrative control. I draft my own community post. Fax timeline photos. Not sent yet. Timing is everything. Gretchen calls. "You have 3 options: civil suit, criminal complaint for assault, threat, or administrative complaints. I want documentation in official systems. Make it count." She's in. We go step by step. Police report, ADA complaint, DMV fraud division, bar complaint for abuse of authority. My evidence folder is a fortress. Weeks pass, evidence grows. Edison brings a USB stick with months of footage. 12 violations and argument between mother and son after my certified letters. I back up everything. Attorney calls DMV's moving on fraud, county attorney reviewing assault. Progress is slow, but it's progress. Then party at Colton's. Parking lot looks like a nightclub. Handicap spaces, blocked engines, revving mailbox destroyed by a drunk driver. I record everything gets shoved by a drunk kid. Edison steps in. Police come, but the party's cooled off. I file, update the folder, back up the video 3 ways. But the toll is real. Lori collapses from a lupus flare hospital for days as I walk to the ER Corvette in both handicap spaces again. Colton laughing in the cafeteria while my wife lies in a hospital bed. I confront him, keep my cool, notify security, file another complaint. The doctor tells me stress is killing Lori. Permanent organ damage if it keeps up. Then the universe flips the script. Community message board erupts police cars at the Blackwell's Corvette, gone warrant for Colton's arrest. And then the financial smoking gun. HOA funds $4, $200 paid out the same day as Colton's traffic tickets. I send it to Gretchen. This is prosecutable removable. Get 23 signatures for a recall. Neighbors step up. Edison's got 15 already. Petitions surge to 47. Emergency meeting called Agenda Review Board Conduct and Financials. Margot fights back gaslights, threatens legal action, but now everyone sees it. And poetic justice, someone steals the wheels off Colton's Corvette, leaves it on bricks in the very handicap space he used to block. The universe or karma does its thing. I'm not even a suspect hospital badge proves I was nowhere near. Come the meeting, community center is packed. Margot gives her speech, blames me for harassment claims, false allegations. Edison calls her out, then hands me the floor. I lay out the photos, emails, bylaw, financial records, slide by slide. I show the money trail. The accountant backs me up $30,000 in questionable expenses over 3 years. The room turns. Residents share stories of threats, ignored complaints, intimidation. Margot tries to adjourn. Treasurer and secretary say no. Motion to remove passed by landslide. Margot walks out, son in tow. New board, new president. Immediate audit, new cameras review of all complaints. The system finally works. 2 weeks later, DA files charges for embezzlement. DMV confirms fraud registration revoked. Fines probation community service. HOA audit finds $32,000 in bad spending. Margot owes it all back plus interest. The new board repaints the handicap spaces. A painting supervisor thanks me. His daughter uses a wheelchair, and this, he says, matters. Edison comes over. You know what I learned? One person really can make a difference if they do the work. He's right, but it wasn't just me. It was all of us finally willing to step up. A month later, Lori's doing better, her stress down, her health coming back. I park in the blue space, no more anxiety. Doctor says her numbers are the best in years. Mrs. Drummond brings cookies and thanks us for changing the neighborhood. People speak up now. The real win. Not just the new paint or the removal of a corrupt president, but a culture change. People finally believe rules matter, that fairness can be enforced if you're stubborn and patient enough. So let me ask you, if you'd been in my place, would you have fought this hard? When does standing up become worth the price? Drop a comment, share your own story. Does justice still matter where you live, or is it just a nice idea? And hey, if you believe in fighting for what's right, hit subscribe. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And let's make sure the next person who needs that blue spot never has to fight this battle again.